Hi, good afternoon. So we will start our presentation. My name is Nicholas. I am one of the presenters today. I work for Altaris Dun Bradstreet for already 5 years now. I did it in different roles. Today I'm acting as a business consultant. I live actually in the region, so I live in Assen, but it's not too far away from here. So it was an easy ride to come here. I'm married and have two wonderful kids. I'm obliged to be wonderful for my wife, so that's why I added. And actually my aim or my goal in our company is to assist our sales and other colleagues with, I would say, integrations into all kind of CRM, ERPs and software.
So that's for me. I'm Sam. I'm co-founder and director of Niboo, a gold partner since 9 years now. And I've been working on Odoo since 14 years, so from the beginning. It was called Open ERP at the time. Today we really want to integrate more quality in Odoo, so that's why we partners with Dun Bradstreet, so we can bring those data quality into Odoo.
Perfect. So Dun Bradstreet, actually, we ourselves are now named Altaris, so we are a part of Dun Bradstreet. We are, I would say, responsible for the Benelux region, but also for France and the Maghreb region. Altaris is actually a part of a much larger network, so the DNB network, what is actually a global network. So meaning we are the official, I would say, representatives of Dun Bradstreet here for the local markets. But as you can see, our network goes very wide, so we have actually almost global coverage. Reliable data. So our main strength is to gather data around the world. So we have already more than 500 million companies within our database. These are active and inactive companies. We also see that on a daily basis, we have millions of data elements that are changing rapidly. So the largest commercial database, as I just mentioned, more than 500 million companies. We use more than 30,000 resources worldwide, 5,000 million updates a day, and we invest more than $1 million on a yearly base, on a daily base even, to our database. Most important of Dun Bradstreet, we actually use a DUNS number. The DUNS number is the key for using our data. A DUNS number is a unique number we will attribute to every company. Meaning if you want to identify a company, one of the global most used codes is actually the DUNS number. Every company will receive a unique 9-digit number. This is actually very important in our, I would say, data strategy. How do we gather these DUNS numbers? So we have a DUNS write process, a quality process. The first step will always be collect data. So using our multiple sources, we will collect data from local registries, whatever. The second step will be matching those data. See, okay, can we actually match this data with data we already have in-house? After a certain process have been done and critical elements have been checked, we can apply a DUNS number. So the unique DUNS number will be applied to this entity. Once we were able to apply a DUNS number, we go a little bit further and we will check actually the related businesses, meaning we will look to family relationships through all the world. The last step we do when we identified the full family members, we will look at predictive modeling. So we offer all kinds of data, and sometimes data is not available, so we look at peers and others in the same industry to actually use predictive modeling. Where do customers use our data? So as I mentioned, we have a lot of data. So we see it's used for marketing purposes, for sales purposes, finance, procurement, compliance, and technology and ESG, where ESG is becoming a really hot topic we saw the last years. But we can help actually every company in whatever, I would say, process I just described. If we would look at data elements in itself, of course, the most important for us is our DUNS number. The DUNS number is the number that it will identify your company. It's unique, so you will have your own number. But we have a lot of data, so we can offer scores, rating, corporate structures, trade data, debt collections, board member, UBO data, even media reports, so everything is available at a glance. So if we look at our own company, we are inspired by business innovation and digital transformation. Of course, we look at what's happening in the market. Hungry for change. Why? We are listening to our customers to see, okay, what do they need? How can we help them evolve? And that's why we don't consider ourselves as consultants, but more as aspirers, because we will help the customer build their processes based on our data. And most of the important thing is we are worldwide coverage. So we are part of an international group who has the availability to deliver data on every region. Core values, yes, we trust. We want to earn the trust of our, I would say, customers. Innovation, we always try to innovate something new. I just mentioned the ESG. It's a quite new and hot topic in our data environment, so we are rapidly investing in those kind of data also, what is actually translated in a more than doubling a coverage on a world on 1 year time. Commitment, we want to commit with our customers. So a lot of projects we do are not one-off projects. We try to involve ourselves together with the customer and to get actually a success story at the end. An ambition, yes, we're an ambitious company, so as I hope every company, we always try to do our best and to achieve our goals. So for one of the main reasons we are here today with Niboo is actually to integrate data. So why is it important to integrate data? It's actually always important to have a high quality of data that you can use for, I would say, sales marketing purposes, analysis, even MDM. It's very important to have the right data. And we always say to our customers, it doesn't matter if you're a big company, a small company, you got to be sure that the data you have in-house is correct data and that you're able to use it on a, I would say, a performant way. The benefits of data, so of course you have the data integration itself and the data quality, because we maintain our data on a daily basis, so you always have the latest data available. It's important if you would create marketing lists or targeting lists, you are sure to always have the latest available and up-to-date data. It's also data we will integrate, so it's easy, it's accessible, and you can connect it to whatever system you have in-house. With that, we see actually the seamless connection between those systems. So if you integrate in one system, you can easily push the data to another system that is related to that system. Or if we look at that marketing purposes, you will be able to create lists and all kind of targetings that can easily be shared between marketing teams and sales teams. And at the end, the aim is always to increase efficiency and actually reach your return on investment. So we have a lot of experience, and we are glad that you are able to help Niboo in this kind of process. Just to give you an idea, I talked around 10 minutes. If you look at what is changing on a database or in a database in 60 minutes, everything is changing rapidly. So to keep data up to date is really important, and that's the message I want to bring today.
Okay, so let me show you how we did integrate Dun Bradstreet in Odoo. So the idea is to, as Nicolas said, to match the DUNS number, to match the company you want to, and then to enrich the data. So you know Odoo, I will show you quickly in the settings. You are able now to add wait for it, I'm looking for it. Yeah, you have a Dun Bradstreet configuration with the API and all you need to connect to the Dun Bradstreet database. Based on this, you can decide what you want to do. Match contact. When you match contact, you can make it even mandatory, so you're sure all the companies you're creating in your Odoo are getting the right data and not being created by someone who can do mistakes. You can then enrich your data with contact risk insight. We will see what it brings to the company you just created. But you can also generate leads. Like in Odoo, you can already do it. But here we have few more functionalities that you can look by. You can do some search, more intense search and things like that. And also, it's the Dun Bradstreet databases. It's large and it's worldwide. So let's start. I want to create a new contact. So I go, as you see, it's a demo database, and I will create a company. I want to create Niboo, that's ourselves. I want it to create in Belgium. So I type Niboo in the name, I'm looking Belgium, and I have a lot of different companies that are displayed. I see here, I see that's Niboo in Brussels. Perfect, I select it, and then it creates a full partner with, as a company, with Niboo, with the date of birth of the company, 8 years, and we have the DUNS number, as Nicolas said, we have the address, and we have few information you can find in company's info, computer-related service company, numbers of employee, and the yearly revenue. You can then enrich this data. That's the most insane thing you can do with Dun Bradstreet. I have a button here where I can click financial data. As you see, it's in a different tab. That means you can separate who has the ability to see or to refresh this data. So I click on refresh financial, and you have then a dashboard on who is Niboo. Niboo, what you should give them credit. What's the risk factor for out of business? What's their financial strength? And this score is displayed in here in the top of the header. We want even to improve this. We want to display those information in the sale orders, in the invoice when you need it, so the person doing the operation every day has some insight about who they're dealing with. So that's what you can do. We can do it again with another company to show you what you get when you have someone that is a bit less constructive. I take another company from us, but it's an old one, and I will create it, and you can see directly that here we have a failure score of 41 and an above average risk, meaning that this company is maybe not to be trusted. Here you can then go in the CRM. We have changed the button from Odoo, so if you choose to go with Dun Bradstreet, you can choose to generate your leads from Dun Bradstreet database. So here, when I click generate leads, if you use the V16, you know those fields and this this wizard. So here, I will simply fill what I want. Okay, I want some companies in Belgium, in all the country, but what I want is, I want companies we're loving food at Niboo, so what I want is bakery companies. So I'm typing, okay, bakery, cookies and crackers, that's perfect. So I want companies in Belgium doing bread, cake, cookies, and I want them to be between, with a revenue between 1 and 10 million. And then I do search, and I have all those companies with their industries. I can directly convert all to leads, and I click done, and I have all the leads I looked for. The good thing is all of this is connected with the DUNS number. That means when here I will create a partner for my opportunity, when I contacted Abbaye de Marezzo, I will then be able to get the financial risk and the score, and I will get all the information from the company data. In the future, we plan even to do the monitoring, so the data stay updated and with the last information you got in the Dun Bradstreet database. I finish. We are now waiting for your question. And if you want to have your score on your company, you can pass by our booth, Niboo, and we will get that for you and maybe check on the Dun Bradstreet database.
Don't hesitate, do it.
Alors, par contre, je ne sais pas où on prend les questions. Merci. Okay, sorry. So if you have any questions, you can go on pad.odoo.com, select the DNB pad and ask any question.
No questions?
I think there is no questions. Thank
It
you
was
guys.
clear. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'm sorry I missed the link to the pad.
Pardon?
I missed the link to the pad.
It's DNB. DNB.
Like this?
Should be. Et c'est quoi le lien? pad.odoo.com/DNB, quelque chose comme ça? Faire ça. Voilà, c'est bon. C'est bon, je l'ai mis. Ah. Voilà, après we have a little quarter to wait for your questions.
Yeah, we still have time.
In the meantime, if you have anything you didn't have enough time to talk about, feel free to get creative.
Yeah, there was kind of it all for the moment.
Yeah, it was actually brief, but it was what we wanted to tell today, so I don't think we have anything additional to add for the moment.
I mean, the large audience is maybe why we don't have that much questions. Does it? Is it available online?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Oh, there is a question.
Are those data always up to date?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, we are actually responsible for a local region, and meaning what is important in that is every region is obliged to keep their data up to date. So we work with all national registries on a local base, and depending of the region, we have daily feeds of the latest data available. So the data should always be up to date, yes.
And as I said, we are working on integrate the monitoring solution from DNB. That means in your Odoo, the data will update itself.
No additional questions?
For fun, we can go for.
We could do an additional enrichment.
Yeah. I want to look to Odoo. Let's look. What's Odoo risk score in our Dun Bradstreet database? So I'm looking for Odoo. Here it is. We'll enrich it. Oh, failure score 100. That's like
That's perfect.
nothing.
That's a perfect report.
Perfect score. That's amazing.
Means that Odoo is a good student.
Still no question. Perfect.
Okay.
Maybe you can tell us up. I'll let the question
We have a
display itself.
Okay.
last question. So the version, for the moment, it's designed to be used in version 16. It will be quite quickly enough available in 17. But we do not intend to go in 15 version, except if some customers really need it, then we'll do what we need to do. I mean, below 15 would be more difficult as a part of the solution in Odoo we use to build on are not present already. So 15 is possible. Yeah, totally plug and play. So you install the module, then you put the API key when you have a contract with Dun Bradstreet, and then you can use it as you want. How much does it cost? That's for you, Nicholas.
That's a good question. So, of course, you will have a license for the connector itself, and then again, you will have a license for the data. Afterwards, looking at data, everything is built on usage and region, so it's a volume contract.
But if you are interested, do not hesitate to come
Yeah.
to the booth, so we can bring you, depending on your size, on what you're looking for as data, the number of data you have, those information will impact the price, and we can discuss about it.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we are there also to help you grow. So we really will look at your needs and at your, I would say, your future needs maybe, and see how we can collaborate.
All right, maybe you can tell us where we can find you afterwards?
Where
Where
after the
yeah.
Odoo
Yes.
XP?
After this
No,
talk.
after this
After
talk.
the store, you can find us. We are
At
near
the-
the entrance,
at the
so
main
the
entrance?
first building, and we are in the centered alley, so on
Centered,
the left.
yeah.
You look for Niboo.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
We'll
very
see
much.
you all later. Bye.